Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm a writer from Ireland, and I'm going to read a part of a book I'm writing at the moment, and it's told from the perspective of my character Mitch. Hope you all like it. We arrived back home after a night out with Adam. I could tell that Nave was not in a good humour. I had been debating that trans people should be able to use the bathroom which aligned with their gender. That had moved on to the topic of trans people in sport. To say it was therefore an interesting night out with Adam would be an understatement, darling. For a brief moment I think that maybe for tonight Nate has forgotten to tell me how to talk, think and act. But just when I'm getting comfortable and wondering what is on the old telly, Nate says, I cannot take you anywhere, can I? I don't believe I was taken anywhere. I believe I went with him. So the question in and of itself is quite patronising. But I don't feel like getting into that as well. I look over and he's smiling. But his smile doesn't fool me. Probably not, I smile back. His smile disappears. He goes into his act of being Mr. Reasonable of the year. Mitch, you need to take these things seriously. You are developing a reputation as being rude and being difficult to be around. With Adam and the rest of your friends. Do you not want to get on with them? Well, sure, but do they want to get on with me? Because the things they come out with don't sound like they do. You've got to make some effort. Okay, and you've said that to them too? He sighs, sounding irritated. Look, I know that some of the things they say are out of order, and that these things are obviously going to upset you. They don't upset me, Nate, but sure, it's not nice to hear, or in my eyes right to be saying, though they have a right to their views, and I get that, but so do I. You do not need to broadcast it all the time, though. Do they? Do they what? Need to broadcast it all the time? Mitch, you have to understand that as unfair as things are sometimes, that is the way the world is. My friends were conditioned to think that way. What other way would they think? Sorry to say it, but we're not all woke like you. And what's your advice then? That I shut my mouth because they were too lazy or couldn't be bothered to do a few Google searches or something? You can be very hard sometimes on people. People do not go out of their way to be offensive. We are all trying to get by, and you could be a bit more understanding of that. Why should I make that kind of effort when that effort is not happening both ways? You could have taken that time to educate him. He does not understand all of this, Mitch. What would my hourly wage be, I grin. Your what? Nate asks, confused. For my tutor services. Right, he half grins back. I would be up for that, but it could be very awkward. In what way? Well, if he said something prejudiced or ignorant and I said what I felt on it, after that I would be willing to go back to our education session. Would he, or would he sulk in his sensible, mature man way, of course, because I told him I thought he was wrong on something, and it didn't sit with the image he has of himself. As you said yourself, Nate, we're all just trying to get by in the world. I can't be dealing with that petty shit and wasting my time genuinely trying to help someone who is only participating to look good. You want your way all the time, and it's tiring. The pace at which Nate changes from one negative thing he says about me to another is quite rapid and can sometimes put my head in a spin. But I can handle it. Not really. You can't be invisible. You need attention all the time, and it gets so tiring. Nate, babe, I don't need attention from anybody, especially not your friends. Maybe I don't want to be invisible, sure, but what's wrong with that? Neither Adam and I are invisible. We both had our say. I don't see what the problem is, unless he thinks I should be invisible. But I don't want to think that, because that would lead me down all sorts of problematic thought avenues that I don't want to be thinking about the man I love. He sighs and takes my hand in his. Surely if he can be gentle like this, he can't be playing with my mind, can he? I just think, Mitch, that you need to be less sensitive and be more mature. Not everything is going to go your way all the time, and you can't throw your toys out of the pram and get aggressive when it doesn't go your way. Aggressive in what way? You know what I mean. Your tone, the way you say it, I do not know. It can be ugly and intimidating for people. Not everyone likes that kind of drama. Nate, the way I see it is that it's an honest opinion about a topic I honestly care about. I don't believe I am doing anything wrong by doing that. Mitch, I am a mature man. It can be very embarrassing. I used to be like you, so I get it. But I was a lot younger then, and I have learned how to deal with people and situations. You are being childish. I don't know what to say, Nate. It's my personality. Well, a personality like that will not get you very far in this world. People like people who are nice to them and understand how to act in social situations. And what about me and you? What about us? I mean, do you want this, us, if that's how my personality is? I'm hoping that with time that you will mature. It would not look good if you were like that in your 40s. It does not look well now. I do love a lot of things about you, and I do not walk away because there is problems, unlike you. That is what maturity is all about. I stay quiet for a few moments, my thoughts all over the place. Nate, every day, is reminding me more and more of my father. The negative, gaslighting phrases, the repetitive nature of it. All the uncomfortable feeling I have in social places about saying things that won't be approved or which I know there will be some sort of meeting or sulking session about after. I had just about saved myself from the dark path my experiences with my father had led me down. I loved Nate, but was it smart to risk my mental health all over again for him? He takes my hand in his again, which brings me out of my thoughts. Mitch, what are you thinking of? Nothing. Nothing important. He rubs my hand. You know I am not trying to hurt you. They're just things that need to be said. But I love you. You know that, right? Please don't destroy me, I think. I love you too, I reply. Thank you.